My name is Alicia, and I've been a parishioner at St. Francis since May of 2012.
My name is Pawel. I've been a parishioner since November 2014.
I moved out here for a job. I'm a pathologist assistant, and I work at a hospital up in the Bronx.
I'm from Brooklyn, so I've pretty much lived in the New York area my whole life, and now I work in software engineering at a marketing tech company. And we actually met at work when I was doing like a tech project at the hospital.
Really?
Yeah. We started dating in fall of 2014, and she brought me here shortly afterwards, and I've been coming ever since.
I can't take credit for it. I think at some point, I must have mentioned to Powell that he asked what I was doing one weekend, and I was like, oh, I'm going to church, I have to lecture. And he was like, well, I'll come with you sometime. And so I didn't even have to ask. He made it easy on me. He was like, I want to come with you. And
so you're saying he made the first move?
Yes. Yeah.
Come on, that's what I like to hear.
Faith has always been a very important part of my life as a single person. And so it just seemed like, the person that I would one day spend the rest of my life with. Since it was such a big part of my life, I wanted them to also be a part of that.
We started coming to St. Francis shortly after we first started dating, and I think that was a big part of our relationship and brought us closer together. And kind of gives us a shared moral outlook on life and various decisions we make.
I think we always knew that we would get married in the Catholic Church because both of us were raised Catholic. But the question was, growing up in Iowa, I didn't know if I wanted to get married back in my hometown or what. But we just decided that, since St. Francis has been such a big part of our lives, that, as a couple, it just, once we decided to get married in New York, there was no question but to get married at St. Francis. So
back in October 2019, it was actually a really smooth process. We talked to Father Kelly, got the date set, and he arranged a few meetings with us to just discuss marriage, and also helped us sign up for pre-Cana and discuss that with us.
And then we met with Dylan about our music, and we had Jamal as one of our cantors, and so it was, our family and friends just couldn't stop talking about how beautiful the music was, so we're still very, very grateful for the time that you put in. I am a lector and a Eucharistic minister, and I'm also a member of the Pastoral Council.
Same for me. I lector a little bit and also a Eucharistic minister. Well, I think if you go to many churches around New York or around the world, and this isn't just applying to young people, but everyone, you kind of see, the priest is the main person leading the whole Mass, and, everyone else is kind of on the side. And one thing that is really great at St. Francis and Father Kelly is always pushing for is like getting the whole community involved in the Mass. And so, young people, but like anyone else, can play a role in whether it's lecturing or like being a Eucharistic minister is such a beautiful experience that, many people don't do in other churches.
One thing that I find important is that you take care of what you love. And I love St. Francis, and I want it to, especially now with so many churches closing, I think it's even, more crucial to, whether it's my time or, making my tithing on Sundays. Like it's a reality that a lot of churches are facing, and I want to make sure that I've at least contributed no matter how small it may be, I want to do my part. Pre-pandemic, there were weekends that we'd be, whether we were heading to Brooklyn to visit his parents, or we were flying back to the Midwest to visit my family, or vacation, or what have you. It was always nice to know that my contribution was still going to St. Francis every week. So it was a bit of a no-brainer to sign up online so that we wouldn't miss a weekend. I mean, online obviously will never replace being in person. I do miss coming in person, but I am so grateful for the online stream, just because, I missed Father Kelly and Father Tony and everyone else, and just seeing their face, and it also, just since there was a lot of nerves and anxiety at the beginning of the pandemic, there was something very calming and having that kind of normalcy of the Sunday Mass. Even though we were sitting on our couch in the living room, it was still just nice to have that, since we were so used to, that was just part of our life, everyday life. So.
I love going onto Facebook or going onto one of our live streams, and I see your father tuning in and commenting.
Hey now.
Yeah.
And where does he live? Where is he tuning in from?
From Fonda, Iowa. It's a very small town in northwest Iowa. He loves St. Francis. It's kind of like he knows. I'm the youngest of 3 kids, and so when he knew I was moving to the East Coast, he actually, he's part of the reason why I found St. Francis. I gave him the address of the apartment I had just rented, and he went on Google Maps, and he was like, "Oh, hey, there's a Catholic church just around the corner from where you're going to be living. That's perfect." And I was like, "Oh, great." But he and my mom will watch the mass stream, the live stream. Thank you. And it's kind of nice because even though they're in Iowa and we're here, it's almost like we're able to attend mass together, even though we're so far apart. So that's also just been really nice. And he just likes to be on Facebook and see pictures of, family and friends. And so since St. Francis is pretty much his family too. Growing up in a small town, literally when I was growing up, there were maybe 900 people in the town, and so it was kind of like everyone knew everyone. And I just feel that when I walk in through the doors, on Sunday, it's like all these smiling faces, young and old, but to see a lot of people our own age too, it's practicing their faith. It's a really cool thing to be a part of and to experience firsthand.
Do you like what you see? We are St. Francis de Sales, a welcoming, inclusive, and multi-ethnic Catholic parish that serves a diverse community strengthened by our commitment to Jesus. If you want to see more content like this for modern Catholics, please feel free to support our efforts by giving online. We also invite you to follow us on social media and to contribute to our work of ushering in the kingdom of God here on East 96th Street and beyond.